When people first encounter Node, some think it's a new programming language, others assume it's a backend framework like Django, and some even believe Node replaces JavaScript entirely. None of these are correct. Node.js is simply the environment where JavaScript can finally run outside the browser. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. It lets JavaScript stretch its legs into places it was never allowed to go before. To start working with Node, you simply need to download it from the official website. Once installed, you get two essential tools: Node, which is the program that executes JavaScript files, and npm, which is the package manager that installs additional libraries. You can check your installation with node-v and npm-v. If you see version numbers, your machine is ready. JavaScript can now run the same way Python, Go, or C++ can. If you've used the Python shell before, Node offers something similar called REPL: read, evaluate, print, and loop. Don't worry about the name though. Just think of it as a scratchpad for testing JavaScript instantly. You can open it up by typing node, and then try typing something like 1 + 1, or const name is equal your name, press enter, and then type in just the variable name, and press enter again, and you'll see it speak back to you. You're still writing JavaScript, not a new language. Node is simply evaluating it for you on the spot. You can exit with Ctrl+C. Now, before we continue, I prepared for you a starter workshop. You can get its repo from the video kit down below. This will be your workspace for the entirety of this crash course. Inside the 01 Node.js folder, create a file called hello.js. Inside of it, type console.log, double quoted string, Node is running this JavaScript file. And you can run it by typing node hello.js in the terminal. Instant output. No browser, no HTML, no script tags. Just JavaScript running like a backend language. But here's a twist. If you add console log window and run it again, you'll notice that it says window is not defined. And this totally surprises beginners. But it's important to say that JavaScript language does not include window or document objects. Those come from the browser environment, not JavaScript itself. So things like window, document, local storage, DOM APIs, alerts, and more, those come from the browser. But Node provides different set of tools: a file system, FS, network utilities, streams and buffers, events, and built-in modules like HTTP, crypto, path, and OS. You can try importing one like OS, console logging it, and then console logging the platform. Node will print your operating system. The browser could never do that. This is good, but then how does a server come into the Node.js picture? Well, thinking about it, what even is a backend server? When you enter a URL, your browser sends an HTTP request to another computer. That computer then runs a server program that listens for incoming requests, figures out what the request wants, and sends back a response. No magic. A server is just a program running forever on a machine. So let's create one. Right within your PERN Stack starter, within Node.js, create a new file and call it server.js. Within here, go ahead and import HTTP coming from HTTP. This is one of the built-in features in Node.js. And you can see right here that within WebStorm, I can enable coding assistance for Node.js so that it automatically knows where this HTTP is coming from and what it is all about. Right below it, we can create a new server by saying const server is equal to http.createServer. Within it, you can open up a new callback function. And within the params, we get access to the request and the response of that server. Then within the function block, we'll say res.writeHead 200 to set the status of the response to 200, and the content type of text/plain, and res.end to end the response, where we can say something like, you just built a server in Node.js. The only thing you have to do is to make the server listen for incoming requests. So I'll set the server.listen to 3000 port, and I'll render a callback function within which we can console log the message that'll start when we run the server, and it'll be running on port localhost 3000. This is going to be on our local network, so it'll start with http://. So with that in mind, you can now open up your terminal and cd into this 01 Node.js if you haven't done that before, inside of which I have my server.js. The only thing you have to do is run node server.js, and you'll see that the server is running on port localhost 3000. So if you click on it, you should be able to see a blank page that says you just built a server in Node.js. Because a server is nothing more than a program that is running indefinitely, waiting for some requests, and then giving you back some responses. But Node isn't just running JavaScript on the server. It is an entire ecosystem of different tools and libraries built right into it. And great, you've now built a server, so that's it, right? But not really. Building servers using only Node.js becomes painful very quickly. Raw Node requires you to manually inspect rec.url, parse bodies yourself, handle errors repeatedly, re-implement the routing logic, and even build your own middleware system. It works for tiny experiments, but it collapses for real APIs. This is why developers build higher-level frameworks on top of Node. Express, Koa, Nest, Fastify, or Hono. But the one that shaped the industry the most, the one used in countless production systems, is Express.js. It's lightweight, it's flexible, easy to learn, yet powerful enough for apps of any size. It's the E in your PERN stack, and it's what I'll teach you next.